Welcome, Halloween lovers! Today we're diving into the creepy, fascinating world of Halloween to uncover its dark secrets. Be warned, these facts may just send shivers down your spine. Have you ever stopped to think about we dress up in costumes, carve pumpkins, and gorge ourselves on candy? There's some seriously dark and twisted history behind this holiday. Get ready to have your mind blown, because today we're uncovering 10 terrifying Halloween facts that will make you see this holiday in a whole new light. Seriously guys, some of this stuff is straight out of a horror movie. Picture this. It's 2,000 years ago, and you're in ancient Ireland. The air is crisp, and the landscape is dotted with small villages and rolling hills. The Celts are throwing a massive party called Samhain, marking the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter. It's a time of great celebration with feasts, music, and dancing. They believed that on October 31st, the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest. This was a mystical night when spirits could cross over into the world of the living. To appease these spirits, the Celts would light massive bonfires, make offerings of food and drink, and wear costumes to blend in with the spirits. These costumes were often made of animal skins and heads. Our tradition of dressing up for Halloween is rooted in these ancient practices. The Celts believed that by disguising themselves, they could avoid being recognized by any malevolent spirits that might be wandering around. So, next time you're in costume, remember, it could be worse. You could be wearing a sheet and praying to not get possessed by a vengeful spirit. The next time you carve a pumpkin or go trick-or-treating, think about the ancient roots of these traditions and how they have evolved over thousands of years. Let's talk about everyone's favorite part of Halloween, the candy. From chocolate bars to gummy worms, the variety is endless and the excitement is palpable. But trick-or-treating has a weird and disturbing past that many people don't know about. Back in medieval times, it was about poor people going door to door on All Souls Day, singing songs and praying for the dead in exchange for soul cakes. These soul cakes were small, round pastries, often marked with a cross, symbolizing a soul being freed from purgatory. Over time, this tradition morphed into people dressing up in costumes to scare away evil spirits. The idea was that by disguising themselves, they could avoid being recognized by these spirits. This eventually turned into kids dressing up and going door to door not to pray, but to demand treats. The phrase trick or treat was a playful threat to perform mischief if no treat was given. It wasn't until the 1950s that candy companies started marketing Halloween as a sugar-filled holiday. They saw an opportunity to boost sales and began creating special Halloween-themed packaging and advertisements. Today, we're talking billions of dollars spent on Halloween candy every year. It's a massive industry that continues to grow, with new candies and marketing strategies emerging each season. So the next time you bite into a Snickers bar, remember, you're participating in a centuries-old tradition that started with soul cakes and prayers for the dead. It's fascinating to see how a simple act of charity has evolved into a beloved holiday ritual. Let's talk about black cats. Are they just adorable companions or harbingers of doom and witchcraft? For centuries, black cats have been linked to witchcraft and the supernatural. In the Middle Ages, people believed black cats were witches in disguise or their demonic familiars. This fear got so bad that during the Salem witch trials, people were accused of witchcraft just for owning a black cat. Thankfully, we've moved past those dark times, but the association between black cats and Halloween persists. So, next time you see a black cat, remember that this poor creature has been unfairly demonized for centuries. Let's be real. Carving pumpkins is one of the best parts of Halloween. It's a fun activity that brings families and friends together, creating memories and spooky decorations. But have you ever thought about why we carve scary faces into gourds and put candles inside them? It's not just for the eerie glow or the creepy ambiance. The answer lies in an old Irish legend, a tale that has been passed down through generations. The story goes like this. Stingy Jack tricked the devil twice and was cursed to roam the earth with a burning lump of coal inside a carved-out turnip. This was his eternal punishment for his deceitful ways. Irish people started calling him Jack of the Lantern, which eventually got shortened to Jack-o'-lantern. This name stuck, and the tradition began to take shape. When Irish immigrants came to America, they found that pumpkins were much easier to carve than turnips. Pumpkins were larger, softer, and more readily available, making them the perfect substitute. So, the next time you're carving a pumpkin, remember that you're continuing a tradition that started with a stingy dude who tricked the devil. It's a fascinating blend of history, culture, and a bit of spooky fun that has evolved over centuries. Let's talk about the real reason we all love Halloween, the candy. But did you know that Halloween wasn't always about the candy? Back in the early 1900s, kids got homemade treats like popcorn balls, apples, nuts, and sometimes even coins. It wasn't until the 1950s that candy companies realized they could cash in on Halloween, making candy the go-to treat. But all that sugar comes at a price. Sugar highs, crashes, and maybe even a few cavities. So, next time you're digging through your Halloween stash, remember that you're part of a massive cultural shift orchestrated by the candy industry. And hey, maybe brush your teeth after you finish that bag of M&Ms. Let's talk about the colors of Halloween orange and black. Orange is associated with the fall harvest and fire, symbols of life, death, and the transition between the two. Black represents darkness, death, and the unknown. It's no coincidence that Halloween takes place on the darkest night of the year, when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. So there you have it. Orange represents the harvest and the warmth of fire, while black represents the darkness and the spooky vibes of Halloween. These colors have become synonymous with the spookiest night of the year. Let's talk about everyone's favorite spooky sidekicks, spiders and bats. Bats are associated with darkness, mystery, and the supernatural, often seen as messengers from the spirit world. During ancient Celtic Samhain festivals, bats were often seen flying around the bonfires, drawn to the light and the insects it attracted. Spiders, with their webs and venom, have long been associated with darkness, danger, and nightmares. Their webs are sticky, trapping things, and often found in dark, dusty corners. Prime nightmare fuel. So next time you see a fake spider web or a plastic bat decoration, remember that these creatures have been freaking us out for centuries. Halloween isn't just an American thing. This spooky holiday has gone global. In Mexico, Dia de los Muertos is a vibrant celebration of life and death from October 31st to November 2nd. In Japan, Obon is a Buddhist holiday that honors the spirits of ancestors with lanterns and traditional dances. In Ireland, where Halloween originated, they still go all out for Samhain with bonfires, carved turnips, and spooky stories. Each culture embraces the spirit of Halloween in their own unique way. So as you can see, Halloween has gone global with wild and wonderful celebrations around the world. Why do we love being scared? Fear is an unpleasant emotion, but there's something about a controlled scare that we find enjoyable. Science explains it with brain chemistry. Fear releases adrenaline, dopamine, and endorphins, creating a physiological response we interpret as excitement or pleasure. It's the same reason why people enjoy roller coasters or action movies. For us to enjoy a good scare, it has to be in a safe environment like haunted houses or horror movies. They allow us to experience the thrill of fear without any real-world consequences. So next time you're jumping out of your skin at a haunted house, remember that your brain is actually thanking you for the rush. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty Halloween symbols. Ghosts represent the spirits of the dead, reminding us of our mortality. Skeletons are a stark reminder of what lies beneath our skin, associated with death and decay. Witches, with their pointy hats and cauldrons, represent power, mystery, and a connection to the supernatural. Zombies symbolize our fear of the unknown, disease, and losing control of our bodies and minds. Black cats, pumpkins, bats, and spiders are synonymous with Halloween, reminding us that magic and mystery still lurk in the shadows. So there you have it, 10 spooky Halloween facts that make this holiday so hauntingly fascinating. If you enjoyed learning about the dark side of Halloween, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And remember, stay spooky. Halloween is more than just candy and costumes. It's a time to celebrate ancient traditions, face our fears, and embrace the weird and wonderful. What's your favorite Halloween tradition? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more creepy content. Until next time, stay spooky.